guys, I'm Chris from True Front Entertainment, and if this is the first time you're watching my videos, welcome. I am currently porting Mortal Kombat to the Atari Jaguar. In the last video, we talked about the Alpha 2.1 release, which was the introduction of enemy AI. So for the first time, we could actually play this game as a single-player experience and work your way on up the ladder. And a part of that was also reformatting that ladder or that battle plan. Originally I had the Super Nintendo graphics, but I wanted to make this bigger and more just added value. So I actually reformatted that to use graphics that are even bigger than the arcade. So today we're going to talk about the Alpha 2.2 release, which is available right now. So in this release, we've got endurance matches, we've got the Goro fight, and I've completely reformatted the presentation of the game so that it's in Letterbox Display. And I'm going to get into the reasons why that is and the advantages of doing so. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. Real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to James over at ZeroPage. So back in February, they had the 7th annual Atari Homebrew Awards. And this project, Mortal Kombat for the Jaguar, was nominated. And not only were we nominated, we won. So this is the award that they sent. It was very cool. It was cool to be nominated, cool to be given the opportunity, and very cool to win. And it's nice to have a nice physical award that I can put on my desk. So a very proud moment. And tune into the end of the video. I'm going to show you my acceptance speech. And make sure you tune in to next year's 8th annual ZeroPage Homebrew Awards. They're going to run some trailers before the show, and I may or may not have something to show off. So anyways, stay tuned. So real quick, I want to take a moment and thank the patrons. Over on patreon.com/truefungames, I post about once a week just my progress on the game, what I'm working on, kind of what my ideas are. I poll the audience if I'm thinking about something that want to see, get feedback and see what you guys think. It's very helpful to have you guys on board. And with this release, with Alpha 2.2 coming out, you guys can play the game, give me your feedback, report bugs, all that good stuff. But also, we're going to take a look at Goro coming up. And for this release, again, I want to add value to this game. So I wanted to give Goro a fatality. So very proudly, I built a fatality for Goro, released it to the patrons, and said, what do you guys think? And you guys are honest. And you're like, not really feeling it. I don't think so. And I appreciate that honesty. So I took that to heart, came up with another fatality, and we're going to take a look at both of those here in a bit. But again, thank you guys. So we've got a packed episode today. I want to take a look at the Letterbox Display and why I moved to that format, what that entailed and what the advantages are. And I want to take a look at Goro's fatality, or fatalities, we'll see. But first I want to take a look at the game itself. Let's take a look at Goro. Now, I'll be honest, Goro is a little overpowered. He is a beast in this version, and he's pretty tough. So, as you'll see, he might whoop me here. Let's see. But the cool thing that I was able to do, since we're now doing the letterbox display, I was able to reduce the size of some of the assets. And in this build, everything's there. I am proud to say all the music, all the stages, all the fighters, even Shang Tsung and all of the Test Your Might frames are all on the cartridge, or in the ROM. So I don't have to make room for anything anymore. It's now just a matter of building out the content. So Goro is as far as I've made it so far. But as far as the assets go, we're good to go. So, and I do have a chiptune artist working on new music. So I'll have to swap out the music. But in I'm hoping it's about the same size and I won't have any, size restrictions. All right, so I'm on my last round here with Goro. Uh-oh, he's got me cornered. Let's see if I can beat him. Oh, he's got me. Ah, well. Okay, so let's talk about letterboxing. So as I said, the assets for this port are mostly taken from the MS-DOS version. And as a kid, I could swear that the MS-DOS version was arcade perfect, but it is not. And I learned that mostly when I took the graphics from that MS-DOS port, put them in the put them in the Jaguar release, and I noticed that the fighters were noticeably smaller. But I was like, I swear they were bigger when I played it on my computer back in the day. And it turns out that the resolution's different on the MS-DOS version. So this is 320 by 240. This is the release, this is actually the 2.1 release of Mortal Kombat on the Jaguar. The MS-DOS version is only 200 pixels in the height. And that condenses everything, compresses everything, and makes it feel like everything's the right size, proportionally to that of the arcade. So I wanted to reformat the graphics to make it feel more like the arcade and make the everything seem larger. So as you can see, this is the 2.1 release, and this here is the MS-DOS version. So you can see everything is more condensed, but the result is something that looks much closer to the arcade. So you can see in the Jaguar version, we're not really getting any value out of that extra 40 pixels. And in fact, we had to put the names outside of the health bars because of the extra resources. But since we're now rendering those 40 less pixels per frame, let's take a look at the comparison here. We've got the Jaguar before. We've got the MS-DOS version, the Jaguar version that we have now. So you can see with the letterbox display, we've tightened everything up. It's closer to the arcade experience. The names are back in the health bar, as they should be. The fighters look bigger. The stages aren't as stretched. And all in all, I'm very happy with how this came out. The performance enhancements are there. The display is fixed. And like I said, because of the reduced assets, everything is now in the ROM. It's a 6 meg cart. This has all the graphics I need. So this has all the stages, all the music, all the character graphics, including Goro, Shang Tsung, including Test Your Might. It's all there. So at this point, it's just a matter of building out those pieces of the game. But I'm very proud to say that it all fits on the cartridge. Okay, so up next, let's talk about Goro. So once I finished the endurance matches, I wanted to build out Goro, to get further and further up that ladder. And as I was building Goro, the built-in logic of the game that I have already established, once the enemy is defeated, it says finish him. So I was like, I need to give Goro a fatality. It's something exclusive to this version of Mortal Kombat. It adds value to this port, and it's something special, that only the Jaguar fans will have. So I started thinking of fatalities that I'd like to see for Goro. And again, like I said, this plays into my patrons. So you guys were a part of this. I came up with my first attempt at Goro's fatality. I sent it out and I was kind of surprised, but I really appreciate the feedback that you guys were like, not really, no, that doesn't work. So I went back to the drawing board and came up with another fatality. So this is the first fatality. So I got to thinking, I was like, Goro is half man, half dragon. So of course he can breathe fire. So I was like, I can use Scorpion's assets and make him breathe fire, and that'd be kind of cool. And it'd be unexpected because, you know, to me, Goro he's all muscle and brute, and we don't see much finesse from Goro. So I was like, it'd be kind of cool if all of a sudden he breathes fire, because we've never seen that. But you guys are like, no, I'm not feeling it. And I respect that. I like the feedback. That's why I have you guys to help me on this, on this journey to get this built. Not really digging it. So I went back to the drawing board and I came up with this fatality. So much more of a on-brand brute approach to Goro, to where he just backhands you and knocks your head off. And this was better received. So, I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments which fatality you like better. Do you like the breathe fire? Do you like the knocking the head off? Or maybe both. Maybe we do both and we just put them both in the game. So anyways, this is an example of why it's cool to have you guys. I'm not just building this for me. I'm building it for you guys. I'm building it for the Jaguar community. So I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are, and we'll kind of mold and sculpt this as we go. So, and this is a prime example of that. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have for today. Go over to patreon.com/truefungames, and if you are at that true tester level, you can download the game, Alpha 2.2, load it up on your game drive, play it on real hardware, and give me your feedback. I want to hear about the bugs you find. I want to hear about what you think about the endurance matches, the new letterbox display, the fight with Goro. Test all that stuff. I'm sure there's bugs. Once the game is content complete, we're in beta. So at that point, the game is done. Now let's clean it up. Let's fix all the bugs. Let's get everything polished and looking great. So yeah, that's it. And thank you guys for being along for the ride. We'll see you next time. All right, so thanks for sticking around. Here's a closer look at that Atari Homebrew Award. It's beautiful. I love it. It's on my desk. I can take a look at it. And it's a continued kind of source of inspiration to keep me going. So thank you guys. Thanks to James over at ZeroPage. Thanks to Atari. Thanks to Atari Age. Thank you guys. And here we're going to take a look at the acceptance speech that I gave for that. Hey guys, I'm Chris with True Fun Entertainment. And first off, I just want to thank you guys. Thanks to the folks at Atari, Atari Age, and ZeroPage for this award. This means the world to me. This is awesome. I wrote down some notes so I wouldn't forget anything. First off, I want to congratulate all of the other nominees in the Jaguar Homebrew category. All of these games are awesome. You need to go check them out. And all of us are just putting in hours and hours of our lives into building these games. It's a labor of love, and we're just trying to give the Jaguar the fair shake it deserves, and it has long deserved. So Mortal Kombat started almost exactly 2 years ago. So it first started with me building a proof of concept of just the character select screen, just to prove I could do it. It was born of just, a notch in the belt to say that I've done it. And I made a video for it, posted it on YouTube, and out of nowhere, it got 20,000 views on a channel with 0 subscribers. So I kind of, was like, wow, I guess I'm onto something. So I tied up some other loose ends, finished up some other little projects, and I got to work on doing the actual port of Mortal Kombat for the Jaguar. And that was 2 years ago. The game is now in alpha, and thanks to my YouTube viewers and my Patreon supporters, we're working towards the final release. We've still got a lot of work to do, but we're making progress every single day. So Thank you guys so much. And finally, to kind of summarize what this whole project means to me, I'm going to borrow a quote from Dave Chappelle and say, I dreamed of this as a 14-year-old boy, and now I am finally living it as a 44-year-old man. Thank you guys.
Finish him! Finish him!